Welcome to Sweep. This is our third tool, basic tool in SolidWorks that we can use to add volume or subtract this volume in our project. It is very similar to extruded bus base, where we use section or sketch and integrate it along some linear path. In Sweep, though, we can use some more complex paths. And for that reason, it requires a second sketch. So first we use to define the profile, the second we use to define the path. So therefore in total we need two sketches to complete Sweep. So Sweep has some options, and one of them is we may choose to keep normal constant, and as you can see that the integration goes parallel to the initial plane where we put our profile, and each subsequently integrated portion of the body will be kept parallel to that initial face, initial plane. As you can see that the end plane is parallel to the initial plane. Okay, so let's select this one. So follow the path. So you see that the initial profile, when it is integrated, it tends to be situated normal or perpendicular to that path. And so this are the basic two options available here, with some additional options for the profile, like twisting, and you can explore them on your own, and they will be more visually maybe represented when you select something other than circular profile. So here I would like to talk a little bit about the potential problem. The big one is the intersecting geometry, so self-intersection of the integrated portions of the body. It can be a problem, and to demonstrate this I will switch to circular profile here instead of using the profile that I generated or created. So I will use just the only option in this Sweep available here, and it is a circular profile. So if you want to create a hexagonal profile, definitely you cannot do it this way, so you have to produce a separate sketch. But here, let's watch. So I'm able to produce Sweep with this circular profile, and you see I'm increasing the diameter, and it adds volume to the part. We can see it on the preview here in yellow, and obviously I cannot go infinitely with this. So at some point, let's say here, the geometry will be larger and larger, and SolidWorks will spend more and more time calculating and generating this preview for us, and eventually when the size is too big, so it will result in some failure. So SolidWorks will eventually not be able to generate anything for us, or at least anything that we want. So here, as you can see, the geometry fails, the part doesn't really follow the path anymore, and it is the mathematical problem. So it doesn't show you any self-intersecting parts yet, and SolidWorks tries to resolve it for us. But when we keep insisting, hey, we want it to be bigger, so at some point maybe what's going to happen is this individual profiles that SolidWorks creates as the result of integration along this path, they may intersect. They may just meet and go inside of each other and intersect. So this will result eventually in failure, in complete failure. So SolidWorks cannot really even resolve the geometry, does not resolve the math behind it. So the outtake here is that we cannot go infinitely with the size, so it has to be some reasonable size compared to the path. So path, as you can see, has some geometry, some radiuses when we transition from portions of this curve. So the size matters here. The second thing related to the self-intersecting geometry is the path itself. So make sure that this path is not producing any, or does not contain any sharp transitions. So this will eventually, as you can see, result in this profile, around this turn intersecting itself. I mean, the integration will fail. So this is self-intersection, and this is our first option here for the sweep. It is swept buzz base. This is how we create solids. So another option using the sweep, sorry, not here, is to cut with sweep. So let's put here some solids, some solid in, and this is the extruded part, and we will add here a swept cut. So as you can see, we have the hole going through, so this is completely inside, and we can verify it by looking inside. So indeed we have some channel generated, and this channel requires profile, the sketch for profile and the sketch for the path. So these two, again, as in the case of swept buzz base, are required, and so it doesn't matter whether we sweep buzz base or we use swept cut. So two sketches are required. Okay, so let's move to something more complex, like here. So let's just take a look at how far we can take it. So as you can see, this is a fairly complex shape. So here what I used is hexagonal profile, the sketch with the hexagonal profile, and the second sketch I used to define the path. And as you can see, it is a 3D sketch, so in SOLIDWORKS you can do pretty much everything, and this is just an example how complex the path can be. So let's now really go and create something real quick. So I would start new part, and I'll just quickly demonstrate how easy it is to create some swept body. So with the top plane selected, I will put in here some hexagon. Now I want my path going through front plane, so connect it to this profile through this center point, and I'm going to use the spline tool to put in some sketch or path. So let's use this, and you can select, go to features, and produce the swept body. Okay, so it's fairly simple, and see you next time.